Hey, darn. Did you have, did we have the fire department?
You're asking about a fire department?
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
I didn't see one. But he said we got a package. Hey, Joe, where's that package you were talking about?
The fire department? Where?
No, the one for the bid, it's right here.
You got
Oh.
anything for the fire department?
Yeah.
That's, okay.
You don't have a fire department one? I put it on your desk. Right there it is, Jeff. Right there.
Right in front of
I thought it was this.
If there's a C, gonna be.
Twice.
We need to go. I need to be out here at 11:30, so let's move on, folks. Are we ready?
I'm ready when you are. Ready? You ready?
Yeah, you're on there.
Okay. We stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Batteries.
Okay. Welcome to the July 8th, 2024 Morgan Township Trustee meeting. Regular 10 o'clock in the morning. Need to take a roll call?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
And Mr. Brooker is absent.
Absent. Mr. Brooker won't be here today. Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes for last meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated June 24th, 2024 as written.
All right.
There'll be a second.
Oh, yeah, I'll second it.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I forgot there was only two of us. All righty. Minutes approved. Next, we'll go to the warrants. I need a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing from 6/25/2024 to 7/8/2024, beginning with warrant 513-2024 to include number 550-2024, ending in 555-2024, and additional payments noted as 12727 through 12757 for a total of $73,590.63.
I'll second it.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Motion approved. All righty. Now we go to the fire department.
Yes. Okay, first up, and this should be quick. I need a motion to accept the resignation of firefighter paramedic Alyssa Deckard, effective 6/25/2020.
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Numbers that I sent you, I'll just go over real quick. Okay, we're up 23 runs for the versus last year. We had 33 runs last month in June. Our average out the door time was 1:54, and we've been keeping up on inspections. We did 11 this month, and I'm happy to announce that this year we'll have achieved all inspections for the township in 1 year. So we have 76. Captain Meyer did 11 last month, and his goal was to have it all 76 done this year, which we needed to do. We were a little bit lacking on that, so the 76 should be done, and we had no mutual aid transports at all this last month. We didn't provide any, and no one provided any for us. So it was a good month overall.
But we're ahead of the last year.
Yeah, 23 runs up from last year. I hate to jinx it, but we might actually hit 500.
All right.
And it was a pretty quiet 4th of July, right? As I understand?
Yeah, there was one person not playing well with fireworks.
And who responded to that?
We did.
You?
Yeah.
Where was it at?
Bay Road.
Bay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I can't stress enough that people shouldn't play with big fireworks. They're gonna be fine, but it was something.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
Jeff, anything else?
I have two POs. The one we're gonna fall on our sword. It was a miscommunication between the previous acting chief and us. I need a now and then PO to Bushelman Supply for $8,594.28. Rob and myself and the chief thought that this was previously done. That's to finish all the garage door openers in the station that were original to the station. And there was a few left that had to be replaced, and that happened, and apparently they were asking for POs at a time, so that finishes the garage doors, but I need that now and then because we didn't get one before. And I'm sorry to Tina for that, but
Was that, is that did we not expect this bill? Is that what
we
you're-
did, we expected the bill, it's just we thought we had a PO to cover the whole bill.
Oh, okay.
We didn't. No, this has been ongoing since last year when the acting chief was here. It's just, it
Okay.
didn't, wasn't asked for.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, before motion approved,
Oh.
what fund do you want that to come out of?
2111.
Okay, Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Huff,
Yes.
motion approved.
And I need a PO for $3,802.48 for the video intubation system from Fund 2906. 3,800 of that was covered by the Hanover Life Squad grant that I wrote. You can't do pennies and dollars with the Hanover Life Squad grant, so I got it to the nearest one. But I need that. Tina's already set up a fund for that 2906. So I need a PO to that so I can go ahead and order those and close out the grant.
So moved.
Mr. Huff,
Oh, yes.
are you gonna second?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be the second, and then he'll be the
Mr.
the
Huff?
vote.
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
There's two people's throwing us off here, ain't it?
Been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Right. And,
That
and-
too.
and that's all I have unless you have questions for me.
I only have one question.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the Plum case, where that stands right now.
The Plum case is being evaluated by the sheriff's office to see if they have interest in it. They currently have it. And,
Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic here?
I'm optimistic, but we want value for it, so they're evaluating it right now. I left them a chip to evaluate it, and we'll see where it goes from there. But right now, it's in their possession. They've had it for about 2 weeks.
Okay. Thanks for moving out on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, we'll move that right along.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Is that it?
I have one thing for the
Oh, yeah?
park. If you want to discuss it, that's next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you know, we have indications from the donor that the playground is getting ready to start. Some say in July, right, Rob?
Next week's what I've been told.
Yeah, next week. And anytime you build anything, if you build a house, buy a car, whatever, you usually have it inspected. I've talked to Carrie about this, and to protect the township's interest and not make us liable, we need to have this playground inspected as it's built, from the footers on up. And our insurance, the Ohio plan also verifies that, you can't be liable for an injury if you've taken due regard. And due regard would be an inspection from the start of the playground to the end. And they have recommended Southwest Buckeye Services, this is all they do. They inspect playgrounds as they're built.
They just expect
They inspect playgrounds all over.
Playgrounds.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Okay. And are they in Ohio?
What's that?
Are they in Ohio?
Yes, they're actually in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Because you need them close, because like when you build a house, you need a footer inspection, you need a framing inspection. Well, it's the same way with the playground. You start with the footers at the playground that are built into. Those have to be correct and be per ASTM standards, and there's even fencing requirements. We don't speak that language, and if we ever, Lord forbid, anybody got injured and we had to go to court, we would have no foot to stand on.
Right.
Because we didn't build a playground to the national standards. So I've talked to Buckeye, and they have the plans, and he feels that it'll be no more than $5,000 for the whole process to come out as it's built. There's time. He comes out, at each phase, writes a report. We send it to the donor and to the company building it and whatever, and that ensures that the township is protected with the Ohio plan that we built something to national standards.
Did we already allocate that?
No, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm asking for it right
Oh,
now.
I thought we did.
No.
This is a little in addition, as this has kind of been an ongoing
Yeah.
concern that when the playground construction got stalled, a lot of this went to the back burner. Now
Okay.
that we're walking into this construction, the chief has gone into the insurance company and found out that there's additional steps that we need to take.
Okay.
And that's what the cost is gonna
Yeah.
be. That explains a little bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, and it'll be no more. He needs a not to exceed 5,000. He doesn't think it's gonna be that, but you know, if you run into something that a footer isn't right and he has to come out and re-inspect it for the third time, there's cost with that. You know, if it breezes through, it'd be less, but he says, it's based on square footage, number of pieces of equipment, and he has a whole math to it, but, I feel that this is important to protect the township and our future, to get a playground that meets.
Oh, I don't want to go without it.
Yeah,
Well, one thing too is if we don't do the inspection while it's being constructed.
Right.
If the construction is done and the township accepts it, and there's a discrepancy in the construction, then we'll have to go reconstruct it.
Yeah.
According to the,
Yeah, and he
Standards.
teaches, and he teaches a maintenance class, and he said the last one they did, it was a township in Cincinnati, they had to take out 3 pieces because they didn't do it. And they had to bear the cost of digging that up and pouring the correct footers and the whole thing.
All right.
But it really protects the township and the residents of Morgan Township from litigation, because as Carrie told me, you can only get sued, anybody can get sued at any time, is what Carrie told me.
Anything,
But
anyway,
but she said that, you know, you have to be shown that you're basically didn't follow industry standards. And if you follow industry standards, that makes that case a lot tougher as
Gotcha.
far as the Ohio plan's concerned. So she recommends it, she recommended these guys. And, I would just like to give him the PO so we can get this, you know.
Is somebody going to be able to coordinate this with the construction and the people approving it?
I think that's best when the people, when they go to do it, they communicate with them, we can overlook it, but, you know, I don't know, you don't know when they're gonna pour footers, but the footer people, when you build a house, your builder calls the county and gets an inspection, I would anticipate it'd be no different.
Electrical,
You know,
plumbing, all, yeah.
Whoever's putting the footers in should say, hey, you know, this is our guy, you call him and you guys coordinated that he's out here to inspect it. The other thing is he works with the company who actually produced, he's done a lot of inspections for them, so there is some dialogue already.
Okay. But he doesn't have anything to do with the actual playground equipment, right?
No.
Just the construction.
Well, he makes sure that, you know, when that playground equipment gets installed, before it gets installed, there are certain tolerances that everything has to be ensured that those tolerances are met. There's even a standard for the fence that goes around it, which no one had any clue till I talked to him, and he, you know, it's essentially a 4-foot chain link fence at minimum that has certain tensile strength, and, I mean, they have standards for every bit of a playground.
Okay.
And if you don't do due regard, as we call it in the fire service, and build it to those standards, we're liable. And how do you accept a non-conforming playground? I don't think we want to be there, and I don't think, you know, as a resident, I don't want us to be there, so.
Okay,
I'm just looking for a PO for not to exceed $5,000 to Southwest Buckeye Services for inspection services for the playground.
I just have one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Would you ask them about any lighting requirements,
Yeah.
if that's on their checklist?
yeah, I never thought of that. They may, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I had no idea. I
Even
mean,
if you don't have it open at night, it should be lit up, you know, in case somebody goes on it
yeah,
anyway, right?
I'll ask them.
Okay, so moved on the PO,
Second.
I'm good?
Second.
And what fund do you want that to come out of?
Where was,
From fund, do you want it, the ARPA fund? The fund that's
I
got the
don't, I
money in
think
it
the AR,
for?
I mean, that's where
For
the
the park
project
is?
gets
yeah,
funded out
yeah,
of, and I think,
yeah, until it's depleted, I think so, yeah.
I think we're okay on we're not in jeopardy of going negative on that fund. I mean, we know what the bid is for the trail, and we know what the amount that we have
Tina,
in
is
there.
that
so-
separate somewhere in an
Two-
account?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it's in its own, the 2273 fund.
And is there a
And
balance
there's-
on that right now?
And
do you-
there's also the money from the Butler County, it's not in, but we need to spend 2273 first.
Okay,
You know,
Okay.
so.
then that's the front.
Okay.
Do it.
And it's to Buckeye what?
Buckeye, Southwest Buckeye Services LLC.
Okay.
Okay, and I
Okay.
made the motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay, that's Chief.
Okay. Next, Jeff, are you on the next one here with the community park, you and Sandy?
Well, yeah, we'll just go to Rob.
That's it? Okay. Go to Rob?
Okay, first off is our salt contract for the 2024-2025 season. Come back at $92.12 per ton. We have budgeted for 650 tons based on those numbers. Just wanted to let you know that that did come back and that
How many
more
tons did you put up?
650, I just said that, it was 650 tons. And the Morton Salt is our supplier. Obviously, we don't need a PO or anything right now because we're not going to buy any salt, but that is who our contract is with when we do. And I don't anticipate having to buy anything till after the first of the year with what we have in the shed, unless we just get pounded in November and December. But this is just so you know who our
We're pretty
vendor
much,
is for this season. So
pretty much full right now?
we are full right now.
Okay.
We can't put any more in it. We are full right now.
All right.
And that's why I'm saying I don't anticipate having to buy anything till after the first year when we actually start using salt. So
Is there a certain time they guarantee that price or don't?
it's from now until 1st of May next year.
Till 1st of May, okay.
The only other thing I have is our heating and air systems are quickly going down in this building here. They're basically 24 years old. We replaced one system already for the trustees, or for the zoning office and the fiscal officer's office and the spare office back there. That was done a couple years ago or a year and a half ago, something like that. The two units that run this building, as you feel right now, we are still cooling, but I have to, as soon as this meeting's over with, I have to go raise the temperature back up because it starts to freeze up, which is just one of the things of an older, these systems aren't like they were back when our grandma and grandpas had them. They lasted forever then, but
Yeah.
from every contract that I've talked to, and I've talked to 4 different contractors, only 2 have given me a price back to replace them, but everyone's saying if you can get 20 years out of them, you're doing good. So, and we're at 24 years. So, the 2 for this, I guess they call it the condensing box or whatever, is cracked in both of them for this room. The one that runs the trustee's office, the 2 bathrooms, and my office, that one lost all of its Freon, not cooling at all. It can be fixed, but you're still putting good money into an old machine that needs to be replaced. And every contractor has told me this, not just one trying to sell me a unit. They're all saying the same thing, that we can fix them, but you're better off replacing them, putting a new unit in, because the R2 refrigeration's all outdated and they're
Do
doing
they, is, like if we buy a new unit, is there a guarantee, 10 years, 20 years?
you get a 1-year guarantee.
1 year?
That's from everybody.
Okay.
There is no 10-year guarantee on anything on that, at least not that they're telling me. So anyway, I have two bids, one from Valentino Contracting, who has been doing a lot of our work since Ken Ashcraft passed on, and as that was our heating and air guy, was Control Comfort. Valentino to do the trustee's office, his total price is $11,709 just for that unit. For the 2 units for this room, because there's 2 units that go together based on the size of the room and stuff, that price is $23,949 for those 2.
Which 2 rooms are those?
This one,
Oh, the big room?
the big room. There's 2 units that run this room. And then I got a price from Innols Heating and Air out of Hamilton, and they just gave me a altogether price to replace all 3 units. And both companies want to do these all at the same time. That way they take them all out and put them all back in because of how tight the quarters are back in there. They want to take the first 2 out, get the last one that's in the corner, take it out, put it back in, then put the other 2 back in. As that way that makes it a lot easier to do. Both of them would like to do the same thing. And Innols price is $31,800.
And who was that?
Innols out of Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
How do you spell that?
Hold on a second.
Oh,
How much was that total? 30?
31,800.
thank you.
Has Inholes ever done any work for us?
They have not done any work for us here, but they do a lot of work for the Southwest Regional Water District. But they have not done any work for us. I was hoping to have a third price from another vendor, but I've not seen it yet, so I
Okay.
don't know when I'm going to get it. So
Okay.
I'm just putting this out there. I'm not saying that we need to do it today or whatever, but just the trustee's office is not working right now. But right now, we seem to be cool enough for here. I do have a unit that's in the audiovisual room there. I put a different unit in there that I pulled from another place that's cooling better, and that's kind of helping to keep this cool. So if you
Okay.
want to wait till Tom gets back or whatever to discuss this, and maybe by that time I'll have the third bid to compare. But
I mean, we've got the money to do it, but I'd rather have Tom have his,
Yeah,
let him throw in on this too.
I've got somebody I might want to suggest too. At least maybe you can call them and see if they'll give you a bid.
okay,
And he's put in like 4 units for me in different places. So his name's Sean Gill. I think he's with Johnson and Johnson. I'm not sure. I'll get you that number
okay.
if you got time to get a hold of him. But
Well, that's
before
the thing.
Tom gets back anyway.
I'll
so.
make time for that. So I mean, like I said, this is not something we had planned on. We hadn't budgeted for this, but again, all the contractors I've talked to are telling me the same thing, that you got 20 years plus. You did pretty good. So
And it was put in 2001.
whenever this building was built, I thought it was 2000. This
I
building
think
was
it
done.
was
So
2000.
Okay. What
that-
else you got?
that's all that I have, unless trustees have anything else.
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Thanks, Rob.
All right, zoning.
All
Dale?
right, starting out with our certificates as usual, you'll see that, the quarter ended, and I've only had, no, I thought I had my certificate with me, but the quarter ended, and since the quarter, I've only had 1 certificate, ended. But I do, however, have a summary, the revenue summary for the second quarter, through the second quarter. And as it says, we've had a total of 33, what I would call year-to-date certificates, and that's also variances and
Did you have a?
zone changing.
Yeah.
It
Did you
should be-
did you give
it
us
should
one of
be-
this?
I gave you a copy of that, yes, sir.
I don't see it.
No,
go ahead.
it should be there with your,
I'm looking through the stuff here. Oh, never mind. It's in this book, right? Yep.
yep,
Oh. Yep, it's here.
thank
Okay.
you. All right. As you can see, we've had 1 variance, we've had 1 lot split. I know there's some more coming in the year out, because I've been working with surveyors on it. And also we have the zoning change, which I'll pick up in a moment, as added revenue. So for the through the second quarter, the total revenue for the zoning department is $5,407. Okay. Any questions on that or anything?
Nope.
Okay. The zoning commission will meet on Wednesday, July the 10th at 7 p.m. The agenda will cover our zoning change from 3107 Millville Shandon Road, and I'll pick up on that later. They will also start discussion on accessory dwellings and the issues surrounding allowing them. All over Butler County, and I've talked with two of the other rural townships, and all of us are having this same sort of issue in regards to people building an accessory structure, going ahead and getting the certificate for it, and then later on coming in and putting in water and sewer and having someone
Never
living
been
in it
approved.
and hadn't been approved. Okay, now at this point, our regulations say absolutely no. They say absolutely no because you can only have one single-family dwelling on one parcel, and everything else. But the general ease about it, and I've talked to the Board of Health on it and everything else, is a good inspection of the septic system or anything else could possibly allow for them to have that living quarters if it was not a permanent living quarters for someone, if it was kind of transient, if you had guests coming in or if you had visitors. So those are all the general things we've got to talk about. I'm also going to be working with the Wayne County zoning administrator. She's also the fiscal officer for Wayne County because they're having the exact same problem issue. And we're going to try to get together with the Board of Health and other zoning administrators here in the county to kind of cement what we can do as a whole for the zoning of that, and help it, and yet still maybe allow that to happen and everything else. Because you can drive around this township and you can look at some of the accessory buildings and you know that there's more in them than just personal storage and everything else, just because it has a front porch on it and a few other things and stuff. So that's one of the things we're going to be looking at.
You've had about a dozen of those this year, right?
Yes. Yeah, if you look at it, the accessory structures have had a total of a dozen of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, not all of them are going to be, have anything living in them or
No.
anything else like that. This stemmed from the fact that just down the road here, there was a house for sale, okay? On the house, on the property were two accessory structures, a detached garage and a pole barn. And the way we found it that we found out about it is that I had an appraiser call me asking what the zoning was for that particular property. Agriculture, of course, it's our major zoning district. And then she questioned, she said, can the person build another accessory structure on the property and everything, because the other one has got a live-in quarters to it. Well, we went up on, Darren and I went up on the website for Zillow, I guess it was, and we pulled up the property and we got 5 pictures of this pole barn that they had built in 2010. And inside it was a kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom, and laundry room. And so the best I could do, and this was, I held up the sale for about a week or so, seriously over this. I actually forced, well, the Board of Health actually enforced the fact that they had to come out and see that their septic system would hold the waste of the other system.
Sure.
We're basically letting it be a fait accompli. In other words, a res judicated thing. It happened in 2010. I was not administrator. They went on and did whatever it did. They did it without going to the county to get certificates.
Is it off the road pretty much? Or?
Yeah, it's off the road. It sits back. It's just, the house is even cut quite off the road.
Okay.
It sits in a little set of woods, just as you arrive by the, what was her name? I forget. There's a,
Not Chapel.
yeah, it's on Chapel. It's-
Chapel Ridge Road or?
No, not
Right next to where Laura lives, Daryl.
Where
it
is it?
Just south of Laura, right next door to my sister-in-law
Sister.
Laura.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Listen,
If you're looking at Laura's house, the place to the right,
no, it's a little further down.
It has to be,
It's right
there's,
next to it.
Is it right next to hers?
Cause she's 2435, he said that was 2439.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
right next door.
yeah.
that house, that newer house, they did that? Wow.
Well,
Well,
I
I
mean,
could
I went and looked at all the certificates, trust me. I mean, they pulled a certificate under Ed, okay?
Yeah.
In 2010 for a pole barn. And on it, it clearly states just private storage. That is a signed agreement,
Oh, yeah.
okay? I mean, that paragraph inside the certificate on the second page is a signed agreement that this is what you will do and only what you will do, basically.
They had to run electric in there too, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
That's sure
And-
wasn't approved, or they would have contacted you.
No, they
or
would have
somebody.
contacted Butler County because I don't do electric permits.
Yeah.
And everything else. So, I mean, so you can see why I want to look at this and get it deeper to the point where maybe we do allow it, but how do we allow it and everything else? It's becoming a problem all across the US. It really is. And I think that stems from the fact that public housing is so short too as well. It really is. And affordable housing in any form of fashion is the same way. And that's a big discussion across, yeah.
It's
And it
only- it's
upticks
only
the
gonna get
Airbnbs.
worse,
Right,
so
it's only
just
gonna
be
get worse.
prepared.
Yeah, and everything else too, all right? So, update on the possible solar farm. Rev renewals is still in discussion and planning with Duke. Until that happens, they are still under contract with Mr. Lewis, and everything else as far as I know. I've not heard any official update on Howard's Creek Estates. It's not on the agenda today for, tomorrow, is it by chance, Jeff Griffith? Is the Howard Creek Estate on the agenda tomorrow?
At the planning commission, yes.
It is?
I saw it on there.
Okay, good.
They sent us the agenda.
Well, he hasn't sent me the agenda. He said he would do that, but I'm gonna have to call him and ask him to send it.
Right now.
Okay, pass it to me, please. Getting to that, I will be attending the Butler County Planning Commission meeting tomorrow, July the 9th. It's at 3 p.m. This is for the approval of the zoning change for 307001 Millville Shandon mainly, and also then the update the Howards Creek Estate situation, because they have been moving brush and stuff a great deal, okay? They're prepping the land, and as Rob has kept me informed on some of that too, and then I've driven by it, and they're getting ready to build the bridge, I have a feeling, so, and everything else too. Now, I will be out of the office starting July the 25th through the 30th. I sent you an email on that.
You're not gonna attend the Ross Township?
Oh, no, I'm going to attend the Ross Township.
Oh, okay.
The BCTA on
Yeah.
Thursday, yeah, I'm attending
Okay.
it. I won't miss it because I want to meet the Wayne Township fiscal zoning administrator. She said she was going to be there
So
too.
you're gonna meet with them at the meeting?
Well, come on, what's it for, right?
I know.
I mean,
Well, it's close anyway,
It's
so-
it's a meet and greet. It's really all we're going to do. We're
Yeah.
just going to sit down and
I
talk
got you.
about it. You know what that's a general conversation at the BCTA, and I love that idea.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good time.
it's a good time to talk. And then she and I will meet maybe once a month or so and work on this as we go along,
Okay.
and get others involved.
Hey Dale, it says preliminary plans, Howard's Creek Estates.
Okay.
I'll forward it to you.
Okay, so that's their first step, so that would be their first step. And then it'll have to come back to us on the Howards Creek Estate. It would have to come back to
Do you
zoning.
know where they're talking about on Howard's Creek?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so.
You haven't seen it?
No,
Really?
I don't go that way. I don't go to Harrison.
Come on over to the house sometime, we'll go back there.
Okay.
It's closer to Alert New London than you think it is.
Okay.
All right, it's down in the curve sort of Alert New London,
Yeah,
and it breaks out. It's on the left-hand side because they have to cross the creek.
going north north, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also my understanding that there is 90 acres up for sale on Howard's Creek too as well. There's a big sign. Rob told me that the other day.
It's been for a while.
It's been there for a while.
1.5 million?
1.5. million.
Well, the sign just went up, but it might have been for
It's been
sale.
for sale for at least 6 months.
I know it has. Yeah, there would have been 100 acres down there for sale for quite a while. Now it's
The
down to
sign
90.
went up first of last week.
It's like, okay, all right. No, I'll be out of the office starting July 25th through the 30th for a vacation. I'm going down to Bradenton, Florida with my wife and her sister lives down there. And everything. She's flying us down, by the way, free of charge.
Nice.
I just have to do that. So now we leave the code enforcement piece.
Dale,
Darren,
I was wondering, I seen some U-Haul truck at Nancy Poe's house. Did they sell their house or?
I don't know whether it's been sold. I do know that it's being surveyed for split, the 12 acres into the house and 2 separate lots, and everything else. I know that they are, once that split is done, there are so many people wanting that property.
Sure. I thought there was 20 acres, there's not, it's
There's
12?
12.
12,
There's just
okay.
12 acres. And they were going to end up splitting it into 3 basic lots. And
I
they-
bet both neighbors on both sides definitely want
The
it.
Fishers want it, yes.
Fishers have always-
Fishers always want it, and they want the whole piece. And it would be the best to have it sold as whole.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else. But
But
yes, they
you
are
say
moving
they're
it out.
splitting, so they put it in to split it right now?
I've worked with the Brosie's surveying,
Uh-huh.
on how to split it and everything else. They just haven't come in.
How much road frontage is there?
Well, that's the issue.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
knew it would
that's
be.
the issue,
There
because-
can't, there ain't no 400.
No, there's not. There's actually, on the whole 12 acres, there's 586 feet of frontage. But
It's in the middle, sort of, isn't it?
no, the house sits
Yeah.
to the right. If you're facing it, the house is kind of to the right, and the rest of the frontage goes toward the trailer park. Runs down toward the
Okay,
trailer park.
but is there 200 feet that away? Probably not, is
No,
there?
well, there's 200 feet for the house, there's 200 feet for one of the lots, and then we're working out how to get the back, they want to do a back lot, if they split it.
Yeah,
Okay, my recommendation is to sell it as a whole.
sure.
but,
yeah, okay.
and everything else too, but, yeah.
But, I
Well,
mean, it looks like somebody's moving in, doesn't it? Or,
They had an
Oh.
estate sale.
they're
Okay.
having or did?
I think they had it already. Yeah, it's over with.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Okay, you saw it on Facebook? I need to get on Facebook more.
Okay.
And everything
Come on, you
else.
guys, somebody let's talk. I can't mix them estate sales now. Phew.
Yeah, it would have been an estate sale. I was trying to keep in touch with Maya, her daughter, and everything too, but it was very hard to do.
Yep.
And we got that all settled. But I can check the auditor's pages, and I'll check to see if it's still under
Okay.
Nancy's name, and once I see it, because I've been doing that with the property down on Chapel, at 1871 Chapel. I had some lady telling me that the house was a private sale, and that the people who were going to buy it were going to buy it and turn it into a group home for elderly people. And I'm going, don't think so, and everything else. And then, of course, she was telling me that because she was worried that it would happen. And so I looked at the auditor's site, and for the longest time, it was the people who owned it to begin with. And just this past week, the transfer took place. So it has a new owner. And so she and I, the lady who I've been talking to, she and I are going to be watching out to see what they do with it.
Okay.
Okay. Everything else. Any other questions or thoughts?
No.
All right, Darren.
I got 12 cases right now to date. My newest one is Lehigh Estates. It's a project I took on to kind of help the owner get rid of some abandoned homes. I just start delving into that, so it's gonna be a while. Last week I had, 4,
You're in Lehigh Estates right now, you said, you're talking about?
yeah.
Who are you dealing with in
Ed-
the Lehigh
Ed
Estates? Is it
Baumgartner.
Baumgartner?
Yeah,
Ed.
Ed Butler.
Which one? What's his name?
Ed,
Ed? Okay. Paul's gone then, all right.
I
think.
assume so, yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
not sure.
Okay.
Ed and his daughter's a little bit involved. I think her name's Laura.
Uh-huh,
But Ed's still running the whole show.
okay.
But he's down to like 33% occupancy.
How much?
33%.
I would bet, yeah.
He's
Well,
got
and it's-
97 lots and only 30 some odd of them are occupied, and he's got some
How many is full?
97.
97.
No, yeah, if it were full, it would be 97.
I haven't been through there lately, but usually I've seen that place almost full. Is he going? Is he
Oh,
winding down the
Oh,
business?
no, he's got so many
He's got a lot of vacant
vacant
Oh, yeah.
flats.
there. That's what I'm helping him with, is trying to get rid of them.
He's got 5 or 6
I mean,
empty
he's got
trailers.
sewage
You know,
there, so
I mean,
it's
we got
a
a-
prime piece of real
There's a
estate.
stipulation in our zoning where when you remove a trailer, you got 2 years to replace it, but it doesn't pertain to that
Mobile
trailer
homes,
court,
no, it
does it?
doesn't, no. No,
Okay.
it doesn't. Because that's if the trailer is on a single lot, a single parcel.
Sure.
So is he renting those does he own the trailer? He rents
No,
them or-
no. Well,
He rents the lot.
in most cases, he
Oh, yeah.
rents the spot for the
Yeah, he's
the
just
mobile
renting the
home,
pad.
RV, whatever. But he has inherited
People leave.
several abandoned
Yeah.
homes. He's got the title on some of them. He doesn't have the title on some other ones. The one that burned like a year ago wasn't titled. What wasn't insured.
Oh,
The
gee.
taxes weren't paid on it. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of issues he faces, and with it being a private business,
So we're
the
gonna
county
connect-
can't enforce
We're
much
gonna
on it.
connect him hopefully with the land bank to see if there's any money that he can obtain to remove those trailers that we can, that are abandoned, because they're in bad shape.
I think the land bank works is if you put money, if they do work for you, they take the land, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, they can, or they can work with you and give you some money to help.
Yeah, there's a
I've got it
fund
entered.
through the state for that. There's an article in, I think yesterday's internet about Forest Fair Mall, because they applied for land money, and now they're switching the whole plan of that property around. So Butler County's withdrawing that
withdrawing
land
their
bank money.
Yeah, because I
Is it
work-
only Butler County that does that? That's the land bank?
That's the only place I would worry
But-
about.
But isn't Forest Fair, part of
Forest
that?
Fair is in both
Hamilton
Hamilton
Ca-
County
yeah.
and in Butler County.
Right.
It sits right on the line.
It's like
I think the line
90
splits it.
acres, I believe.
Okay.
I went to a meeting before COVID, I think, I went to a meeting where we were talking land bank issues, and everything else, and that was one of the topics that were being closed, that, the whole mall was being closed and to be torn down, and everything else too. And they were receiving some land bank money in order to even tear it down.
So Lehigh Estate can apply and maybe
We're
yeah.
investigating that.
Yeah.
We don't know 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not sure yet, okay? I've
He
got it.
just asked for some help, and I said, I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what we can do.
Are you familiar with Garden Street?
Metals? Yeah.
Can't
It's,
you scrap those out and drag them down?
He gave me a number of 500 pounds for the frame of a mobile home, which I find that hard to believe, but he's been in the business.
Oh, it's
I'm-
like a lot more than that.
I would
Oh,
think.
yeah.
I would think, but
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot of little rabbit holes I can go down and see what we can do with them, but
If that's his business, he's responsible for that stuff.
right, I get that 100%, but
Yeah.
when you're just left with stuff,
Okay.
so
Something else too I want to bring up, but,
I mean, I might go back and say, Ed, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for
well,
you.
no,
but-
we're going to try to help whatever
Right.
we can. It's
Right.
in our best interest.
Right, it helps out the township.
But something about, we talked about, change a little different direction, we talked about trustee meeting, and I mentioned to the fire chief if he could look around and maybe see if we could find something that that you would be able to use. It sounds like you're doing great work, and I think that's chief. Is there any? Do you have any leads on where we might be able to turn up a used vehicle within the community on the township's side?
Not that we.
I've talked to the local deputy
Yeah.
to see if maybe we could get something out of the impound.
Sheriff's deputy?
Yeah. And I found out Butler County doesn't have their own impound lot.
Well, you talking Darren or Matt or one of those guys?
Darren Rhodes.
Darren Rhodes?
Yeah. And I said, just, keep your ear to the ground, see if you can do anything. I reached out to Sheriff Brown's consulate. He's going to get me a list of grants that may possibly help.
I'm sure somebody's getting rid of a car around here. We just got.
Right. I mean, everybody's on Gov deals and stuff. I mean, the city of Cincinnati's always auctioning stuff off, but I mean, I don't want a piece of junk either.
Well, usually township to township.
Right.
We'll
I understand
We'll
that.
contribute to another township if we've got excess.
Maybe we could talk at the BCTA meeting,
Yeah,
see if anybody up there,
all
yeah.
right. I didn't mean to derail you. Go ahead, Darren.
No, it's all within my basket of things. Anyway, we did get some compliance last week on several properties. Schraden Road, Bell Road, believe it or not. And I got Church Street earlier in May, but some people are making progress, but the people that like their junk cars like their junk cars. So that's still an uphill battle for me, but I'm still working on it. And that's all I got.
Okay. Where we at? I think it's you. Who? Oh, yeah. Okay, Tina.
Okay, like a motion to approve and adopt the 2025 tax budget and make the temporary appropriations of funds for expenditures for the fiscal year 2025, commencing January 1st, 2025 pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code Sections 5705.14, 5705.28, 5705.29, 5705.30, and 5705.38.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. We spoke to Mike Stein at Butler County Auditor's Office regarding the renewal for the fire levy. We can't start anything on this until after the first quarter of this upcoming year. The first time it can run on the ballot is November of 2025. So we will reach back out to them for the information because we have to get it from them after the first quarter of 2025. I need a resolution to approve the renewal of the dental insurance starting August 1st, 2024 with Sun Life, which is formerly the Dental Care Plus Group. They were bought out. It will renew with a 0% increase.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
So that'll change over, will we get like different cards or anything, or?
I will wait and see what they tell me August
okay.
1st. I really don't know.
Okay.
It's, most of the stuff anymore, they just send us an email saying you have to make yourself an account online, if that's the way it, and print your card out. If that's the way it is, I'll
But to
give you the.
stay on the program, you just let it ride?
Yeah, well,
more or
I will
less?
send him a copy of the resolution so he knows
Oh,
that you've
gotcha.
approved it.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah. And this is regarding Resolution 131, 2024, for the PO that's in the amount of $42,177.34 to Butler County Engineering Office. It's for the 2 culverts on Shonling Road. No one gave me a fund to pay this out of. We can suggest the gasoline tax fund 2021, It has plenty of money in there to cover this, if you so choose.
I'd say do it.
I mean, the general fund is healthy as well.
Okay, well, that's why I'm saying I'm asking you guys to decide on which fund you want it to come out
But
of.
we might need to part of the general fund later. I don't know.
Can you, I know we had this discussion, we can use money, can we transfer money from the general, from the gas tax to the general?
No, we can
But you
just take it out of the gasoline
He's
tax
got plenty
fund.
there.
We don't want to
I'm just wondering.
No,
And
we're,
I know
no, we're not gonna do all that craziness.
No, I would love to, I'm just wondering for my own, when we had the discussions, I know there's some rules and guidelines,
Yeah,
but the gasoline
no,
tax
we're
is
not,
fine.
we're not transferring money from one account to the other all the time. We can either pay it out of the general fund or we can pay it out of the gasoline tax fund, which has the money in there to do it.
Gasoline taxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'm gonna need a resolution to approve a supplemental budget for the 2024 Revenue and Appropriations Budget for Fund 2021 for the additional appropriation amount of the $42,177.34.
Okay, can we do a so moved on that, or do we need, okay.
Second.
Consider it moved.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. Okay, and I only have one additional item. I do want to amend Resolution 131, 2024 to include the fund number.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. And also, we're gonna add the grant money. Motion to approve adding $3,800 from a grant received from Hamilton Community Foundation, which was provided by the Hanover Life Squad Field of Interest Fund, to Fund 2906 in the Revenue and Appropriation budgets for 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. And that's all I have.
Okay, Metro Parks did approve our $5,000 grant to fund some of our park activity, and Miss Tyler, who is the chairman of the park board, is looking into using that money, as we had described it in the grant, to purchase benches. So, good thing, good news for the park. And also, it looks like the park, grading is going on as we speak. Blacktopping should be in effect later on this week and probably concluding within 2 weeks. So, good news, we'll have a park trail, at least, by the end of July.
We've probably got to make sure we keep people off of it once you get it laid out.
Well, you know, you could walk on, as soon as they pour it and then roll it, it should be pretty solid. Rob will take a look at that.
Yeah.
Rob, can you, just make sure you oversee anything that's going on out there, and if you see anything that concerns you, just, fire a flare.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, I don't have anything this time, so. Do you have any comments from the audience? I seen your picture in the Cornerstone. How's it coming out? All right.
Publicity.
Yeah,
All
that's
publicity
good.
is good.
Okay, if we don't have anything else, then I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes,
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
we're adjourned.
Adjournment.